Hi, this is Lori Vincent, and I'm going to show you some of the projects we did in W540. The first being our technology plan. I teach at Carithers. It is located in J-Town, part of the JCPS school district. We have probably 65% of our students or resides kids. The other 35% come from the Algonquin Parkway and Park Duval neighborhoods. So we have a good mix of diversity, both in our resides and in our satellite neighborhoods. The pros and cons, we don't have a lot of a lot of technology as far as like individual student hardware. So initially for me, I felt like that was a huge barrier. However, throughout the class, I realized that there was a lot of things that we could do just within our lab. So I'm excited to show that to you. Back to the technology plan, I will say that the robotics program is absolutely fabulous. The kids love it, and if you are able to look into anything like that, it is a wonderful and engaging opportunity for the students. Um, some resources that affirm diversity I have listed here. One of the things I enjoyed was putting on Brain Pop in Spanish. We will watch it in English, and then we will watch it in Spanish. One time we just watched it in Spanish and took the review quiz in English just to kind of see what kind of words they picked up on, and the kids really enjoyed that. I teach eighth graders, so a lot of times they're game for anything. Um, Classroom management strategies. I'm a big fan of Class Dojo. The students enjoy seeing those instant rewards pop up, and they're very competitive, which I exploit to the maximum for my own use. Um, that's a big part of our behavior management and participation. An analysis of our needs. Just our funding has been cut. We are no longer a Title I school. So any monies that we get or that we need, we almost have to find as a department, or as a team, or even myself as a class. So this again is my technology plan located on my Weebly page, Miss Vincent's Science Lab.weebly.com, and this is my professional development. I am fortunate to have some friends who have gone abroad. It's enjoyable to talk with them and see what's going on out in other parts of the world. Here is a post of a Skype that I've done, and here's one on Class Dojo, and some comments regarding that and the hardware they can use. Here is a Skype on the Thingalink, which those are neat, very neat. I would encourage you to try and work with those. That's going to be one of our next projects, is to have students create a Thingalink. And educate, or educat, I should say, is it's neat to see the different lesson plans. A lot of them will be in foreign languages, of course, but you can sort of connect with instructors around the world, see what they're doing. Communicating with parents. I have a Weebly page. It's very basic, just things about the science fair projects, websites to help students to create those. That's a huge stressor for a lot of the students. I have a little Animoto video, and just talking about the department plans. We've had some issues over here in Louisville just using social media, so we're having conversations with our students about being responsible in engaging in conversation on social media. Just if it's been in the news recently with events with a lot of the younger students, that are, some of them are ours. So we talked about that in our department meeting. Another thing, we have lost a lot of funding. We're no longer a Title I school, so we have to find money our own way. And one of these is to use Donors Choose. I would encourage you to check that out. It's a very low front end loading, if you will. You just write a few short paragraphs about what you're doing, how you're doing it, and you take a couple photos of your classroom. They're very particular about keeping student privacy, so I'll just have kids looking in microscopes or the back of their heads at computers and whatnot. Um, and you can get funding for that. We've gotten $500 just individual funding for our department, and we're going to shoot a little bigger there. They match money, and it's an interesting thing to check into. Definitely worth your. We have a newsletter that's sent to the parents' home. Our STP does that for us, and we contribute articles. I'm excited to get the students to start videoing some of my labs. A lot of times when students are absent, they they don't get to engage in the experience. So my hope is to have some students, write a script, do the videoing, do the editing, and then we'll post that on the page. And of course, students will be the ones starring in the video, if you will. So that's something we're looking into doing, and I think it'll be an engaging activity for our students. And finally, here is my technology page. Our students created a Weebly page, and on it they were to put 3 projects that they made. I teach science. Our unit specifically is about light. And what I did, I posted how-to video, or not videos, but PowerPoints, and showing them how to sign in. I mean, we went over this as a class, but a lot of times they got overwhelmed. So I had everyone put this page up on their computer, and I wouldn't help them individually until they had looked at this. Even though as a class we had gone over it twice, and this seemed to help. I just inserted text boxes, I inserted arrows, and I was pretty adamant in helping them help themselves. It can be backbreaking work in the computer lab, just if you're trying to help each and every person. So the Weebly page was the final project, actually, the repository for all their work. One project they did, this was neat. This is a word cloud, and I don't know if you have experienced Wordle. This gives you a little bit more creativity. It's called tagzito.com, and you can go on that, and the students create an account. They can go on, and whatever in this case, we're doing just some facts about light, basic facts about light. They put on there and uploaded it to their Weebly. Here again are the directions for Tagzito with the links on it. They can click on those, and this takes them step by step through the word cloud. One thing you'll notice that light is the predominant word on here. That has to be typed more than once. The more the word is typed on there, the more prominent it'll be displayed. You can also have them do a web page. They just put the URL in right here, and it will bring that up for them. I didn't want that. I wanted them to use their own knowledge base in this case, so I didn't even show them that. That might be something to consider before, so they don't just click on a website and not put their own information in there. Then we also created a comic. They did a great job with these. I was very impressed with how some of the students that are a little bit lower functioning in the more traditional settings, they did such a great job with this. They enjoyed it. They worked hard on it. Everyone was engaged in creating their comic. Once they realized that this was their project, they really became excited about it. This is a young lady's. I feel like she did a great job with it. Here is how to do a comic life. And a lot of times they have trouble figuring out where they save these, so we had to work on that. And they were so excited for for their work to be displayed on their Weebly page. I don't think they really realized that this was their web page to keep. And when we talked about that and they really understood it, there's just the smiles that was worth it alone. They love that they have their own space out there. Another thing we did a video, Animoto video, where you insert pictures and links, or I'm sorry, pictures and music and captions, and you get a free 30-second Animoto video. And they really like this too. They like putting their own music in it. So they give you a database with which to sign up. You get a template and add pictures to it, upload your pictures. Now the captions, it's only 30 seconds, so I use the caption. It was their responsibility to put their facts in the caption. Otherwise, the slideshow was very short. So there usually was room for anywhere from 5 to 7 slides, depending on the theme that they chose. The music, they love the music. They love to pick what kind of music they wanted to go with it, and really took ownership of this. This was one of their favorite ones. Preview the video, and then you produce it. And you can also embed that on your Weebly page too. They enjoyed having that on there. Some of the students, I had to create a word bank for them. They needed those words. Some of the lower functioning or lower performing classes and some of the ECE students needed this information to be successful at the project. So this is what I have for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you find some use for it. I was very pleasantly surprised with how engaged the kids were in having the Weebly page and having all their projects on there. It was nice that they could see everything that they've been working on over the past week in one spot. You're welcome to go on to my webpage and use the PowerPoints on there to help you. Let me know if you have any questions. You can contact me on Edmodo, and I thank you for your time.